Welcome, my friends. I greet you into my sanctuary. Quite fair. I am come with the fiery, victorious, directed consciousness of fearlessness, victory, and divine peace. To your vehicles now. To allow you to relax into the faith of my mighty I Am presence. When you put your directed conscious attention, your awareness, upon the angels and your mighty I Am presence above you, and the great cosmic beings, or even just your presence, it allows for a greater momentum of hierarchy to infuse their momentums and sacred fire into your very vehicles of God expression. Allowing greater momentums of your very mighty I Am presence to be anchored where you are. To allow you to feel more of life, of more of the great cosmic beings that are standing by your side, waiting for you to direct your conscious attention into the very plane of God, the plane of light and life. It is a necessity now, when there are so many changes taking place on the earth. It is a requirement and a very sincere desire for your mighty I Am presence, for all of the friends of light, for you to be harmonious, joyful, and peaceful in every moment of every day. You need not worry about your taxes, your bills, and how you're going to complete your affairs. You need not worry about the outer world conditions and how they're changing, for in God, the mighty I Am presence, you may etherealize all that unreality. The moment you put your attention on your mighty I Am presence, on the life beings of hierarchy, of the decree, for your very consciousness to be infused with the sacred fire, as I hope you are doing yourself and on a planetary scale. I made a post recently for you to take the God quality of fearlessness, to take the sword of fearlessness by your conscious attention. No, you do not have to hold this sword and visualize it. It is already being held by your presence. The moment your conscious attention is being focused upon your presence above you, holding this fire engram of beloved Rayolights tool, that will infuse his momentum into your very being as you call it forth. In such a tremendous co-creative activity that you may bring forth when you call forth the victory in everything you do. Victory and fearlessness. You are the rock of light that cannot break. Be the rock that cannot break. Be the fire victorious, flaming, victorious fearlessness, sacred fire everywhere you move. Be this vigorous fire engram of God consciousness to your affairs, to your family, to all of life. For nothing of imperfection can touch it. It is bound to go to the corner of the room. The minute your conscious attention is focused upon the quality of fearlessness that your presence has, Rayo Light has, and all the great cosmic being has, call it forth to receive a more tremendous momentum of this God quality, of fearlessness, of victory. For truly it is divine love expanding the kingdom through your heart flame. Take this sword, take this flame of victory into your worries, your fears, your irritation. Command their annihilation by these fiery energies of life. You may step into this Herculean consciousness anytime you wish. You must desire and will to. Once you do, feel that and allow that feeling to move everywhere you go. Make it your guardian. For it is a being, it is living energy from the Godhead of the great I Am, as that is all energy of life. It is all being. Electrons are beings. Beings that make up what we call things, which is the Mighty I Am presence of who you are. Things may not be conditions need not be so serious. Be a child. Put forth your desire. Put forth the contemplation. And your life into activities that give you joy, which really give all the universe joy. Everyone on this planet, in or out of embodiment. Dance, sing, decree. Think about how you can help your fellow friends on social media. How perhaps you can help those all around you. Reading a book of the Ascended Masters out loud. For when it is out loud, it goes to everyone on this planet. When it is spoken to the ethers, it is received on inner levels for all of life. As we can never be separated in communion on inner levels, as we are all one. So it is a direct infusement of a specific subject of consciousness that a Mighty I Am presence may require to bring forth through the Holy Christ Self of any individual live stream going through different initiations and affairs of their life. Great changes are taking place, and we need to put forth our life into what is constructive. We all know what is not constructive and what is helpful to life and nature. For all that is not constructive is really just pushing aside the kingdom of heaven. The joy and happiness of a child, the peace clarity, the peace of serenity. So I ask you all to surrender. And right now, as you're hearing my consciousness, my voice, take your pledge of allegiance right now, inside of your heart, to surrender to the One, now, to put down your directed momentums that you have been putting forth into the worry, the irritation, the hate, and all those activities that so much of the human consciousness engages in daily, that does not raise the youth, the children, into the rightful heritage as a God presence. We need to be fearless. We need to be stalwart. We need to encompass the totality of divine love, which can only be brought into your consciousness through continuous, constructive activities, which is the beginning of where you place your attention and that feeling that you qualify it with, through wherever and however life reveals itself to you. Comprehend on what you can do. Contemplate on what you can do for your fellow brother and man. Decree, sing songs, and I stress now the importance of visualization, for it is a necessity for your ascension. It is a activity in which this spiritual center needs to be balanced and expanded, accelerated through only by its use, for you to fully go through the initiations that require your divine plan. I sense there is a great deal of doubt in the activity of visualization through decrees, through the spoken word, and we need now within our hearts to put the full faith of God and His vision acting through yours, that it is truly a reality when your conscious attention is focused upon that picture that you put forth, which is happening every time you have a thought. And the power comes only when your feeling is enmeshed into this visualization. The feeling of goodness, charity, of loving obedience, of directed sacred fire to conditions and persons and places into your vehicles of God expression. Visualizing rays, calling forth and seeing these rays and angels with their swords blazing out sacred fire to different cities and whatnot. Truly, this is what will bring the golden age. Join me now, and if you don't know, talk to me. I will to help you. I love you. And I send you the peace and the directed knowingness now that all is well. All is in divine order, and that the cosmic law does not permit imperfection to continue for a period. All is coming into order. If your consciousness is so enmeshed in things not being right, no matter what happens with your situation, all is in divine order. and always coming into the perfection of the Mighty I Am Presence. You choose if you want it now or later. Surely it will come. It is the law. Choose to follow the law, and you have my joy, peace, and fearlessness of supreme victory. Go forth and set your attention onto the spheres of God consciousness, as all the beings of light are real, and that they will help you when you are just aware of them. Call forth my Mighty I Am Presence, and my legions, and I will be there with them. I am Gabriel, K-Ray, Son of God, and you may have my momentum when you call forth my presence. But surely your presence will do the same for you and any of the great cosmic beings with causal bodies, with such divine sacred fire accomplishment that goes beyond the vehicle of the head. Go forth and take your sword into your life, into your bills, into your business, into your friends, into conditions which seem to be encapsulating your reality. Take that sword and drive them out. Be the rock that cannot break. Be the rock of supreme justice. Be the fullness of your Mighty I Am Presence that is this rock. And construct the kingdom of a child's peace and joy, of a true child's divine nature and serenity, play. But please be aware of that, how some of playing can be of harm to the very heart flame, in which people move about you. For the vehicles of many are not infused in the presence of perfection, and so many vibrations in which you intend to play with through their very being may delay them being joy and peace. Take this. Thank you.